Hey guys, what's up? I just wanted to do a quick video for you Ryan Garcia people. I get it, man. The best way to go about it is just not to support him. You know what I'm saying? I know the kid clearly has some issues. He has mental health issues, and he is a good representation of a lot of youth today. Unfortunately, I understand the racist thing. I will just say this. I haven't met someone that's not racist, guys. That kid, he's going through a lot of problems though. He needs help. When I say that he's a representation of today's youth, he definitely is. This effeminate culture that has been forced on a lot of these people, especially these males. It's in subliminals when you watch movies. It doesn't matter what it is, what shows, you know, it's everywhere. And these kids, they're just emotional little wrecks that seek attention. You know, this Tekashi 6ix9ine SoundCloud era with these youths today. He's already, you can tell, self-medicates, things like that. When you see that, that's always a sign that somebody is in trouble. And we've gone over this when we talked about guys such as Errol Spence in the past. You know, you're self-medicating for a reason. You're trying to keep something buried. You're just trying to numb pain for the most part. Again, this Tekashi 6ix9ine type behavior, again, just constantly seeking attention on social media, everything else, you know, just saying some crazy stuff, you know. The kid, again, he's just in trouble, but I get it, man. You don't have to support his product or his brand. You know what I'm saying? Typically, though, these trolls are allowed to do what they do because a lot of people still continue to pay attention to them and things like that. Me personally, and you know, it's even been like this with like Jamal Charlo and things like that, people that go through these type of states where we see this type of behavior, man, this downward spiral. You know, he got busted for cheating and everything else. This kid's just imploding right now. I don't want to see the kid destroyed. I want to see him get back on his feet. But at the same token, you know, with the cheating, everything else, he's got a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to see another boxer that's self-destructive in the sport, especially one who has a platform such as Ryan Garcia. I don't want to get too much into the TMC drama, and all of you, you are justified in how you feel about this, you know, but you know, Ryan Garcia, again, as much as how much people hate him, things like that, I would still like to see him get back on his feet. That's all I really want to say about that. Hopefully he can mature as well and stop all this Tekashi 6ix9ine attention seeking like a female. Again, they're trying to make these children, especially these boys, our youth, effeminate. And you see a lot of these kids today, they have this effeminate behavior. And that in itself drives me real crazy, especially with a guy that has such a big platform. You know, when the youth sees a Ryan Garcia, you know, they're going to pick up on that. They're going to think that stuff's cool, and it's not cool. It's really not. You know, he gets with beautiful women and things like that. That's great. You know what I'm saying? That in itself is also a problem. And I can, from personal experience, tell you guys, fornication can be just as intoxicating and bad as self-medication, to be quite honest with you. I'm happy I never had a substance abuse issue, but women were always my Achilles heel, and that's where the most trouble has come in my life. You know what I'm saying? I think America does need to get back to a traditional sense of values and everything else. We've talked about this in so many videos, but you know, teen suicide is the highest it's ever been today, especially in males, you know, especially in males in general from ages 18 to like 34 or something like that. But these kids, they got a lot of poor examples to follow. So a lot of them are left to do this stuff on their own, you know, and figure this out on their own, but they're not given good examples and things like that. There's such a huge disconnect from reality in general, let alone when it comes to common sense and things like that. But it's hard to know what's reality today, you know. And again, when you're watching all action movies with a 150-pound girl beating up, 200-pound stuntmen who are doing all the majority work for him. Again, these are the type of results you're going to get. As far as this Biden crap, the way they're propping this man up, again, I came out with a video right after the debate. I already pointed out what everybody's starting to finally point out, who has been running the country. Now, it's known that Hillary and Obama still call the office, but there is a foreign presence that does, I believe, run this current regime that's in power right now. I've said it so many times before. If you guys do your research, the Department of Justice is compromised. It is being used as it's weaponized, and they are going after certain people. I've told you guys that this has personally affected me, and I would love to tell my story, but it would just make me sound crazy. You guys would not believe what I'd have to tell you. Especially an incident that involved me selling my PlayStation 4 that my ex gave me, when I was going through this process. You guys would just think I'm an insane person if I told you the stuff I had to deal with. But when I started seeing things occur, let's just say January 6th, and I started seeing some other questionable things, it finally started to make sense. So again, maybe that story I can tell in the future, especially the video game store encounter, which was crazy. I don't understand why something like that would need to be utilized, Let's just say that this person felt dumb when they realized it was a video game store. It was right next to a gun store. I may get into that story in the future. It's quite funny. In hindsight, while I was going through this stuff, of course, I was totally distraught and just depressed and things like that. And I knew, I was just hit with the whirlwind, and everything was affecting my finances, everything else. Okay. A lot of turmoil. And it did even at one point cause me to faint. You understand? I've never fainted in my life before. So, but regardless of all that, this Biden crap, I'm telling you, there's a reason why they let people into the borders. Harriet Hodgman, she is very good, and she's on a tear right now. I would go look her up and what she's done. She was just here in Yuma. I'm not in Yuma. I'm in Phoenix. But, she's over here making the rounds. She's actually doing her job. She's actually earning her paycheck. There's some other good people like Chip Roy. I always like watching him. He's a very common sense guy. But Harry Hodgman's just been on a tear, and she's been calling this stuff out. I know for a fact that these people are doing the bidding of a foreign faction. You understand? And it just so happens by coincidence that our president that we have in the United States right now, he was receiving money from China. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing their best to act like he's done nothing wrong, when we know that if that were Trump, again, we've already seen what they've done to Trump. I'm still I question everything today. I really do. Seeing how far these people are willing to go, January 6th was an eye-opener when they released the real footage, and it wasn't this crazy dramatic story that they said that it was. Someone did get shot and killed, yes. But again, for the most part, I think people understand that there's a lot of malarkey going on with that situation. And these people, it's like they don't have a problem telling lies. In fact, the lies are their best weapon, but I think the lies, they're finally starting to get caught up in their own lies. That interview that just happened last night with the ABC interview with Biden, it was pathetic. They're like in this fake studio, the green screen, maybe they don't have enough budget. It's just the room looked fake. It was like on a fake little platform. Like I said, they had Joe Biden. He's orange now. He has an orange tan, just like Trump. They're trying to do whatever they can with the makeup and special effects to help this guy out. But the whole time he was still blaming Trump for his issues. He's like, I'm not making excuses, but this guy was back here yelling while I was talking. And we all saw the footage. I didn't see Trump really, interrupt him or anything like that, to be quite honest with you. In fact, the whole setup was to assist Joe Biden, What people need to understand is a lot of these people that are in control right now, they're not good at their jobs. They're actually very incompetent. They really get to the positions where they are because they are part of this bureaucracy that this stupid country is now turned to. These people are getting their people hired, and it's just, they need to be removed, guys. They really do. I will be voting for Trump. If it is, hopefully the state of this country, everything else gets better. I know people are still afraid of Project 2025. That system's already in place, guys. It truly is. You have a state-run media faction. The media plays into the narratives that the Biden administration, everybody else wants to play. Before the debate, you saw where a lot of these news anchors, they were already starting to panic and freak out. They were talking about how, if Trump does become president, they'll probably be thrown in jail because they know what they're doing. And the fact that these people tried to act shocked, like, oh, this is the state of what Biden's in, like they didn't understand that. And they've not, for the past however many years, been told to lie about, his mental faculty and things like that and play with the narrative. And then it's so funny to watch them panic after the debate, and then they try to pick themselves up. It reminds me so much of the boxing fans I've dealt with here on this channel, the fanboys, you know what I'm saying? But these people do know that they have a lot at stake. They know what they've been doing. They've been part of the machine. You're supposed to have a free press. That's a check and balance for a healthy country. You understand? When people are allowed to criticize government and things like that, this government, it's always wanting to suppress everything. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't go with the narrative, whatever else, you're a domestic terrorist and all that type of stuff. They've really taken it too far, guys. They really have, Extremes, unfortunately, are going to be needed in the current predicament that we're in. Another thing as well, guys, you need to understand this has never happened during a presidency, but Biden has lost 7 embassies, guys, across the world. You know what I'm saying? And that's within, his term is almost up, but just in a 4-year span. That's really telling. The news isn't reporting about things like that, by the way. They are following a globalist plan. If you do your research, Biden, he goes to he's friends with Charles Schwab, if you guys know who that person is. And, I'm sure he's all about that type of nonsense, but he is a puppet. But I know these people, they're just using him in his position to do what it is that they want in this country. You understand? We've been already invaded by a foreign force, and it's sad that they're allowed to operate basically in the White House and do what it is that they want. This is why you're seeing all the backlash versus Trump and things like that. And again, I don't even know if Trump is really part of the solution if he's not a part of it. But I am going to vote for Trump. You understand? I'm not going to put my faith in man. I'm not. But I think this country has also shown that it doesn't want to do this anymore with this type of regime. I think that there have been a lot of people who've turned to Christianity and they're trying to build a relationship with their Lord and things like that. So I do see that as a good thing. Plus, what's been going on in the churches here, you're seeing, again, a trend and pattern. I've told you these people also infiltrate the church. You understand? They do this, guys. This is not conspiracy theory. This is a war, although people don't want to admit that it's a war. It's really just a war between good and evil, which is what it's always been. But you see what's happening to all these pastors, how they're getting exposed and everything during this process as well. Another thing is I've seen an uptick in the youth turning to the Bible. And I'm telling you, a lot of these kid preachers, they're so good, dude. They really are. That is like kind of a sun ray, in this darkness that America's been under for so long. People, they are tired of this. I'm telling you that this current faction, they are linked to paganism, occultism, their beliefs, their values, their ideologies. And they have been making this stuff, legal, what they're doing. There's a reason why you're seeing now Satanists are allowed to go into, schools, but there's a problem when, Christianity tries to have after school programs, things like that. this is really a fight between good and evil. When I hear Trump talk, I do hear honesty. As far as decency and things like that, who am I to judge? Guys, I am a sinner myself. I've done some pretty bad things to people, especially people that were close to me, guys. I can't sit here and act like I'm holier than anyone when I know that I don't even deserve to be alive today. That's only through the grace of my Lord God. That's just the truth. And like I said, he's not a respecter of persons. I hope that Trump is being used by him. I hope, he's here to make a turnaround in this country. I think the race baiting, it's just like when I talk boxing on here. On YouTube, the YouTube boxing community for the most part is nothing but a big internet proxy race war, dude. That's all it is. You have this faction, the Hispanic faction. It's like we're all in prison. We're all here just to hate each other because of race. And, I think the politics have used this, people like Obama, people like that. You see how they throw in transgenders with, civil rights and things like that. They just put it all under one umbrella, guys. You need to be careful with the pandering that they're doing and the race baiting and everything else that they're doing as well, guys. It's just a joke, man. It really is. I think if these people get outed out, and this is the only good thing that I see with Project 2025, as long as they get this current regime out, and if this next regime is actually, at the very least, has common sense, that is a huge step forward, for this country, for a turnaround to happen. I've read Project 2025. It talks about certain things, how fathers are important in their children's lives. Those of you who've gone through the family court system or whatever else, when you're dealing with custody and things like that of the children, it's a one-sided rigged game. But when you look at science and everything else, because this current regime rejects any kind of truth, science, research, or anything, it's more beneficial for a father figure to be in a child's life, even more so than a mother's. It's just so weird why that happens to be the case. And you'll see that they so biasly lean towards females having children. And again, this brings me to my last point. With these people, their target is the children. A lot of us can sit here and cry, complain all we want. You understand? But the true martyrs in this current time are the children. They are the ones that are most affected. They are the ones that are taking the most violence. The most evil is being done to these children, guys. The indoctrination alone, what they're trying to set up, but these are the ones that are being killed in high numbers, you understand, because they're inconvenience. And, this is called a woman's choice or a woman's right, whatever. I just think it's stupid. How about you stop being promiscuous, stop getting pregnant, and stop killing babies? How about that? How about we do introduce some decency back into this country? And I think a lot of women need to wake up and see just how you're being played in this nonsense. Like, do you feel empowered when you kill a baby? I don't think so. A lot of these women I've talked to, they've had issues, and it just adds to their trauma when they have abortions and things like that. You understand? I'm not making these stories up. You understand? It seems a lot of these women have gone through this process, and I came to find out that my aunt in her 50s, she's a liberal person. She had 2 abortions. You know what I'm saying? It's just like this stuff is crazy, man. It really is, But you women, you need to understand you've been played hard, like very bad in this system, As I've said before, and I've done videos on this, and I've done this with evidence, to back it up, but they did use feminism as a Trojan horse to start incorporating all these other movements, such as transgenderism, such as homosexuality. Just do your research, guys, and look at the origins of feminism. You're going to see it has an occult tie. They want you to break the family dynamic. They don't want people to be healthy. They don't want people to have good mental health as well. Trauma is part of the thing that they do want. I know I've mentioned this before about dissociative identity disorder, which used to be labeled multi-personality disorder. If from a biblical standpoint, what does that kind of sound like to you? It sounds like possession, does it not? The Bible does not outright say that we are possessed. The word that it used in Greek is daimonai, which means demonization. If you dirty yourself and you're used to doing bad things, I think you do open yourself up for more influence by something that's not good. You understand? I'm gonna have to do a video on that. But I do believe we see this type of behavior from people, how they just will be irrational at one moment and they do some pretty harsh things. Ephesians 6, I do believe, is the whole truth. Paul's been so point on everything. The Bible is so on point on everything. But this is a spiritual battle. This is a spiritual war. And these people know precisely what they're doing with these things, wanting to break up the family unit. Again, occultists like Aleister Crowley, Blavatsky hated the family unit. They all, again, they claim that was public enemy number one when that is the backbone of any civilization or country. You understand? It's always going to be inverted with these people. And this current regime, they just want to destroy, guys. The border in itself is proof alone. Again, Harriet Hodgman, just look at the work she's done in the past week and what she's uncovered here in Yuma and things like that. These people just want to destroy whatever it is that they touch, guys. They have no true creativity. They're not competent. They're not qualified for their jobs, to be quite honest with you. They're just activists. It's a bureaucracy. These civil servants, everybody else, they've infiltrated all platforms of the infrastructure of this country, and they're just wreaking havoc left and right, guys. That's all this is. Again, no president has lost like 7 embassies. You understand? That's a first here in America. And I think they're allowing this intentionally. What they're allowing China to do, guys, just do your research. Just, again, this past week alone, Harriet Hodgman, H-A-G-E, I think it's M-O-N. She'll pop up whether you misspell it or not. But look at this stuff that they're claiming with China, guys. Again, and it's no secret, the president has, accepted money from China, guys. Hunter Biden, again, a lot of shady stuff going on, but they talk about, it's just like the movie Civil War. They're trying to scare you to thinking that Trump's going to be this fascist, whatever. I'm telling you, fascism is already here in this country, guys. They've been doing it. This radical stuff that they've been doing with all, foundations that, have made America what it was. They're just trying to tear it down, rip it up, and create something new, guys. So I really got to talk about now, guys. I am working right now, but I just want to give a little update video, get my thoughts on things. You guys got any requests? I don't mind. If I have the time, I will address them, but I will talk to you guys later. Bye.